In this video, I'm going to share with you the 10 weirdest things that I find that Germans do. Hey, I'm Jen.
And I'm Yvonne.
And we're from simplegermany.com, where we help expats settle into life in Germany more smoothly. So, I did a video a while back called like my 10 culture shocks being in Germany, and it has been very successful. So here I am again doing 10 weird things that Germans do. Two things that I would like to clarify. Thing number one is that this is from my perspective, right? If you are a German watching this video, you might seem that this is a totally normal thing to do. However, when you look at it as from like the expat perspective or a person from outside of Germany, then they might seem a bit weird. Second thing is that I invited my wife here, Yvonne. She's German, and she will be defending or actually explaining why Germans do the things they do.
If I can.
If you can. So I'm going to take my cheat sheet because I can't remember all the time. I could like ramble about all the things, but I have a specific list here that I want to talk about. So let's start with thing number one, is that Germans don't applaud, but they knock on tables to show their appreciation for a talk, a show, or something.
You mean like this?
I really liked it. So I first realized this when I was in a meeting actually, and then someone gave a presentation, and at the end of the presentation I'm like, woo! And then suddenly all the Germans just go like this. And then you're like, okay, I guess I have to do the same, right? So why do you do this?
Well, I don't know why. It's just a thing. I mean, it's like you said, to show appreciation. I don't know if clapping is too loud or...
But this is also pretty loud.
Yeah, it's just more subtle. You only need one hand because the other hand already has your left. I don't know. It's just a thing we do. And I honestly, when I was... I'm just thinking back now, I don't think I've ever seen this in another country. So it might be a German thing. Yeah?
I think it's a very German thing, yeah. Thing number two, oh my God, and this is hilarious because now I see it more and more. Everything is, I'm going to mispronounce this, but everything is TÜV approved.
You mean TÜV?
TÜV approved. So the TÜV, in case you're new to Germany or you don't know what the TÜV is so it's really hard to explain the TÜV for me, but because for me it has to do with cars, and it usually has to do with giving, how do you say this, like...
a certificate?
A certificate.
A quality certificate.
Quality certificates, but for me the TÜV is where you go to register your car, you go to check your car up, and then they give you a quality certificate that your car is good to go on the German roads. However, they just don't do that. Apparently they give TÜV certificates for like everything.
Of course, yeah.
But
so it's basically the largest institution in Germany that approves things for quality. So it's literally like when you see it on packaging, that has nothing to do with, let's say, cars or technological or not even technological, but like anything that is beyond like the scope of where you would think it needs a quality like approval. You still see it. Like the other day, or we even see it on websites, or like for insurance websites, TÜV approved. And then I'm go like, what? Like, why? But marketing people and I don't know who like to put it to show quality and ensure trust in people, of course.
Yeah, and obviously if you want to buy things for your car, it needs to be TÜV approved. The other day we were looking at getting, how are these called? Like these ropes to be able to put... like maybe tie our bikes properly, whatever, in the car. And as we were looking for them, some of them even had the certificate that these are TÜV approved. And I'm like, what happened
to the gives you a good feeling, Just gives you a good feeling.
So TÜV approved everywhere, which is, I see it more and more, and some things are just unnecessary, I think, to be TÜV approved.
I would agree with that. On other things, though, it's quite important.
Yeah, like for the car stuff.
And it's just, like I said, it just gives you a good feeling. Like you're buying quality.
Okay, let's go to the next point. So the point number 3 is that Birkenstocks are the official house shoes. And we are also guilty of this. I also have my pair of Birkenstocks. And it is crazy. Okay, so in your family, does everyone have a Birkenstock as their house shoe?
Of course.
Who, your granny?
Yes.
Who's 90 plus, right? Like she's 93 or whatever. Also, she wears Birkenstocks at home. And you go to a house, and there you see everyone with their Birkenstocks. I would say also another famous option, but I personally have not seen, but I've heard friends tell me, is what the Germans call Adilettens, which are the Adidas, they're like pool shoes. We can put maybe a picture
I think they were made for pool shoes, but yeah. Other Germans that put that we wear them in their home. Sometimes you see both on the street. I would say especially like the flip-flop style Birkenstock has become very fashionable as a street sandal in summer.
But they're not the same shoes that you use as your house shoes, right?
No, of course not.
They're a different Birkenstock kind that you wear on the street,
Yeah.
and the Birkenstocks that you buy for your home,
Yeah.
as your house shoes.
Yeah.
So house shoes are like your flip flops, like your shoes to wear while you're at home.
Yeah.
So that is super interesting. What else here? Okay, thing number 4. This has to do with Father's Day, and I
Oh my
find this
God.
so like weird. I must say this is the right word for me personally. It's weird. So in Latin America, I'm from Guatemala, and so Mother's Day usually, and I think that's around the world, has the biggest hype and the biggest thing, right? And in Guatemala, Father's Day is still a day that you celebrate, but you take maybe your dad out for dinner or you give him a present, but it's not as hyped up. What a surprise when I came to Germany that still is not such hyped up. Like you don't see so many commercials on like a shop or whatever to
Not at
give
all. Yeah.
things to Father's Day. But however, if you go out on Father's Day, you will see a group of men or young guys, only men, right? And they're getting like wasted on the streets. But like wasted. Like they have in Germany, there's this thing called like the Bollerwagen, which I will put a picture as well. And they're filled with like alcohol, and they're just
Alcohol,
walking.
music, chips.
So what is up with this?
Well, why? I don't know. So you have to understand that Father's Day is always on a public holiday. So it's always a day off, usually like a Thursday. And I cannot tell you why this happens, but like Jen just said, for Mother's Day, I give my mom a present. I show her my appreciation. We have a nice dinner. I don't know what. You give flowers, the typical thing. But for Father's Day, if I would go to my dad and give him a present or ask him out for dinner or something, he would look at me like, why? Like, no. He's just not, this was never part of the culture. And I don't know since when Father's Day has become this party day, but it is totally true. The guys that basically have a free day, they have a day off from their family. So
that's like their present. Like the present is like they can take a day off from their family, and go
their
get
kids,
drunk.
Yeah, exactly, and have fun with their friends, with their other dads, and they go out. Especially sometimes it's a really beautiful weather, and then like Jen just said, they're just outside everywhere. I must say, I have a very weird. I agree here. It's very weird story to tell. I used to work on cruise ships a while back, and and luxury cruise ships to say, and we once did the itinerary that we came off the coast of France and basically went through the Kiel Canal, which is like in northern Germany, to dock in Hamburg, or not in Hamburg, in Warnemünde, anywhere somewhere in the north. Mm-hmm. And the Kiel Canal, so it's like the Panama Canal, just a tiny bit smaller. A lot smaller.
I would say like the Panama Canal. You make it sound like it's very.
I meant
similar.
like it's a canal like the Panama Canal, so you're very close to shore. That's what I'm trying to express here.
Okay, yeah.
You're very close to shore, unlike usually on a cruise ship. And we, unfortunately, the very first time that the guests and the crew on board this small little luxury ship get to face Germany or get to see and experience Germany is on Father's Day. In the Kiel Canal, meaning we are super close to shore. You see these big groups of guys, and you hear them obviously because they're very close, and they are just shouting and singing and having a good time. And then they see us, and you just see them talking very quick. They all turn around, pull down their pants, and show us their naked asses. And that's the first thing people see when being in contact with Germany. So that for me was just like, how am I going to explain that one?
But was it clear for you when you saw this? Oh, it's Father's Day.
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Everybody
but
else
clear to me, but to the guests, of course not.
Welcome to Germany on Father's Day, yeah. So that I find super, super like different, I would say. Okay, now let's jump to the next one, talking about getting drunk and partying. Thing number 5 on my list is that I find this cool. I find it more cool than weird, is that Germans can open beer bottles, any bottle really, but mainly beer bottles, with anything. You give them anything and they just like open it. This is with a lighter, with a shoe. I've seen like crazy, like a spoon, another beer, another bottle, like plastic, anything that is hard. Germans have this ability. Like I think you learned this in school or what? Like there's a special class,
street style,
mastering opening beer bottles with other stuff. It's just super cool. And I have tried. I've been in Germany for, now it's been like 8 years or so. And I think I've done it once. And this is like me trying. And then obviously Germans like to share how you need to do it. But at the end of it, I can't. Can you do it?
So here I have to say, I might not be the real true German. I cannot. I can get it open to like the x, but then not the way that you're describing it. But we will record a dear friend of ours who, of course, is the true German, who will show you the various styles of beer bottle opening.
go to step number 6. I mean, thing number 6. Oh, this has to do with drinking beer as well, is that Germans, okay, if you're going to say cheers in Germany, you have to look into the people's eyes. So you can't just go like this, oh, hey, cheers. No. The German will tell you...
They'll be like, excuse me?
Because you have to do cheers. Look, you have to look deep into their eyes, which is super weird because it might be a total stranger, right? And then you're like totally having this like moment of like, cheers.
And be sure that they will ask you, if you don't look in their eyes, they will ask you to cheer again and make you look in their eyes. Do you know why? Do you know why?
I actually do. Well, what I've heard is that if you don't do it, you have like 7 years of bad sex or bad luck. Oh, and you believe that, yeah.
Well, it's just the thing. And the funny thing is, if you're in a group of several people, you literally have to cheer every single person individually and always go like deeply in the eye.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like super
it's very
weird.
impolite.
Which I must say, now that I go abroad and I have other friends that are not Germans, whenever we say cheers and they don't look at me in the eyes, I feel super weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, how rude.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, it gives you this feeling of appreciation, of enjoying the time that you have together, and actually being present. You know, how often are you somewhere but you're not because your mind is somewhere else? And by the deep look in the eye, you're
saying like, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a fair point. Okay, but still, it's weird. Okay, which leads me to my 7th thing on the list is on New Year's Eve. Germans love, but I mean love, to watch this. It's an English like mini movie called Dinner for One.
Yeah.
It's I think it's 15 minutes long.
No, I think it's a bit longer.
Maybe 25. Yeah. And this movie is on a loop, like on New Year's Eve. So that means
it's black and white. It's super old. And it's just
you can turn on the TV and then just watch it over and over and over again. Yvonne says it's funny. I find the humor a bit like really, and it's pretty much just, I don't know. You have to watch it. I'm pretty sure if you YouTube it, like Dinner for One, you'll be able to watch it. And the famous phrase that every German knows is the same procedure as last year, Mrs.
Aye.
Oh, tell me, correct me.
Same procedure as every year.
But how does the butler ask?
Jay. Miss Sophie.
Ah, Miss Sophie. There you go. See?
James and Miss Sophie. Yeah.
So this is so weird because you're like New Year's, maybe you're at a house party or whatever, and then suddenly the TV goes on and everybody watches this and it gets laughing. They're like, love this movie, which I find
and only
curious.
On New Year's, yeah.
And only on New Year's. It's only on New Year's.
New Year's Eve, actually.
I think maybe you even watch it more than the English people do.
I think so. I think the English don't understand our obsession with it, yeah.
Okay, which leads me to celebrations and stuff. So point number 8 on my list is that Germans, I'm going to say you, representing all Germans, you don't say happy birthday before someone's birthday. Like, never. So if you're invited to a birthday party, like let's say my birthday is tomorrow and I have a party today, and everyone arrives, no one is going to say happy birthday until it's midnight. And then they're going to say happy birthday and then probably leave. But...
no, then go to a party.
Oh, yeah, party. That leads maybe for another video, we'll talk about house parties in Germany, how like... Okay, but that's a different story. Anyways, going back to the birthday. So my birthday is super close to Christmas. So I rarely have the opportunity to celebrate it, right? Like on my day because like everyone's away already for Christmas. And back in Guatemala, I would celebrate it before Christmas because, you know, just to finish the year with a nice birthday party. When I moved here, no, that's a no-go. Like it was a big no from Yvonne, right? Like we were dating back in the day.
Big no.
A big no. And I'm pretty sure if I would invite people for my birthday party when it's not my birthday, like before my birthday, they would have been like super weirded out.
Yeah.
However, if you invite them after your birthday,
totally
that's
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
But like not before your birthday.
Never. Only if, like you described earlier, if your birthday is at midnight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm allowed to invite people on the day before.
Because then you reinfeiern.
Oh, which leads me, I don't have this point on my list, but talking about birthdays, and I find this super weird, is that in Germany, if you are the birthday person, you got to pay for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what the hell? Like, so if you invite friends for a bar, you got to pay the bill.
Well, it depends on the friends. Like sometimes you pay the first round, sometimes you pay the entire bill. It depends really on you know.
And in your
also what kind of birthday it is. Is it a big birthday like a 50 or a 40 or 30?
Okay.
Or if it's just a birthday like 31 or something.
So I would say this is point number. What do we have near? Like 8.1, because what is super weird is also 8.5. Is that what 0.5?
Half point.
Ah, okay. Because like when you go to the office, right, and it's someone's birthday, the birthday person brings the cake.
Of course.
Not the friends, not the colleagues, the birthday person. And I find that so weird.
I mean, your colleagues, if they really like and appreciate you, they might bring a cake as well. But you as a birthday person,
you are
have to bring something.
Yeah, which is like...
And of course, it's more appreciated if you baked it yourself. But if you want to, you know, cheat out, you can also buy something.
Which I find super weird, because in my Guatemalan culture, everyone gives me stuff. So I expect it's my birthday, I'm expecting cakes from friends, invitation for dinner, it's like drinks, blah, blah, blah. But no, here I gotta pay for it myself.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I don't celebrate my birthday so much in Germany. I'm kidding.
That's not true.
I'm kidding, it was a
Just
joke.
after your birthday,
Oh my God, which leads me to parties and things number 9. Oh, after your birthday, now I got your joke. But thing number 9, which I don't get in Germany, is this obsession of playing the Everybody song from Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls song. Like, I'll tell you what I don't even know the name of the title. Like, why? You can't sing it because of copyright reasons. In every party that I have been in Germany, at some point, they always play these 2 songs.
Yeah.
But like every single time, like I'm sick of them. I used to like these songs, they're 90s style. I grew up with like the Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls. But like to hear it in every party.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it doesn't matter the party that you're at. It could be with older people. It could be carnival. It could be with younger people. It could be in a bar. It could be a Latino party. And suddenly the DJ puts Everybody from Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls this song.
I would say maybe at 90% of the parties. I mean, I have been at some where it wasn't played.
Maybe you didn't stay long enough.
No, it just doesn't fit the other style of music. But eventually, there's always, the swing to the 90s scheme, and then
it always
those
goes
two
with
songs will be there.
And the crowd goes crazy.
Yep.
At this point, I just leave the dance floor if I'm there, and I just go grab a beer because, like, really, again, the same song that I heard, like, already, like, 1,000 gazillion times. So that I find super weird. But Germans just love it, and I guess you gotta do
Most,
it, right?
not everyone, but most, yes.
Yeah, most. So the last point on my list, point number 10, and this is a funny point, is that this is again from my personal experience, but I have realized that Germans, when you don't understand something in Germany, Germans tend to repeat what they're saying louder and slower because their assumption is that you didn't hear it properly, right? So it could be that you might ask even a friend, a colleague or whatever, they tell you a German word and you ask them, what is that? And they repeat it louder and slower. And then you're like, I still don't understand the meaning. They repeat it again. I was once in a coffee shop and then we were having this conversation, remember, with some friends. And what was the word that they said? Like, you're forbidden from the Ladenverbot?
Hausverbot.
Hausverbot. So they said Hausverbot. And I'm like, what is that? And then my friend is like, Hausverbot. Okay, but what does that mean? You know both words.
You know house and you know Verbot.
Yeah, but what does it mean together? Because like maybe I can try to understand it, but like what does it mean in this context? House, Verbot. And I'm like, I don't understand. Until they actually like explain the meaning of the word. And you have a very nice example for this too.
And I must say, with living with an expat, living with Jen, sometimes it's like holding up a mirror to your own face because you obviously don't always realize your actions and what you do. And ever since, actually a friend of us pointed that out for the first time. I'm going to tell you the story to close this off because it's just one of our favorite stories. But ever since I was made aware that we do that, I catch myself doing it myself. And every time I do it and I realize too late and you're already laughing, I'm like, oh no, I did it again, right? So it's actually it's a real thing. And ever since we are aware of it, it's not just me, it's not just the friend, it's everyone doing it.
Which I wonder if it's a personal, like if it's a person thing in general or just a German thing. But because we're in Germany, I like to say it's a German thing, right? But anyways, to close this video, we have a
so
funny
this is a story from a friend. So it's we steal it because it's just so cool. And to give you the scope of it, you have to understand that Germany has 16 states. And we proudly say that Mallorca, this beautiful island that officially belongs to Spain, is Germany's 17th state. Because it's kind of like overflowing with Germans.
Germans love to go there.
Germans that go there on holiday, Germans that go to party. It's kind of like the Cancun. I don't know if every one of you knows the Cancun in Mexico, like the party. Mm-hmm. The Cancun for the Americans, the US Americans.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And a lot of Germans also live there. They just move there because they love the climate. Anyway, so that being said is that a lot of people living there also speak German. So here goes the German friend to a supermarket to buy some meat and some fresh meat, and so he is asking for this specific type of meat.
No. So he's waiting in line, and a woman in front of him is asking for a specific type of meat. It wasn't our friend; it was a woman.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Oops. You want to keep on telling it?
No, you can go.
Okay. Oops. So our friend observes the woman ordering the special type of meat. And she orders some Nacken.
So wait, you have to put this in perspective, right? So our German friend is waiting in line, and here's this German woman, and so she speaks some Spanish. So she says, por favor, quiero blah, 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 Nacken. Obviously, the Spanish meat guy is like, ¿cómo? And you as a German?
Nacken.
Señora, no entiendo, which means like, I don't understand.
Nacken.
I still don't understand.
Nacken.
And that is such a German thing. How the hell is the Spanish guy supposed to understand that Nacken is neck? Maybe by the time she's slapping her neck, he gets it, right? But this just shows to demonstrate that if you want to ask a German to explain something to you, maybe you have to really specifically say, I don't understand the meaning of the word. Can you change the word or actually explain what that means? Yeah,
I didn't understand it, not acoustically, but explain the word to me, please.
Yes. Anyway, so I hope you had fun with this video as much as we did making it. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like and notification bell. And
until next time, I would say.
Until next time. Tschüss.
Tschüss.